This is Jaxer at freeautomechanic.com. I'm going to show you how to service your rear differential. We're going to be doing it on a 2006 Chevy pickup truck. Just about every truck out there, or rear wheel drive vehicle's differential is about the same. You'll need a few tools, and of course you're going to need some gear oil. So make sure that you take a look at your owner's manual to make sure what kind of gear oil you're going to need ahead of time, whether you have a limited slip or a locker rear end or a posi traction. So let's get to it. First thing you're going to do is gather up some of the tools you're going to need. A nice drain pan, socket, ratchet, 1/2 inch, and I like to keep a persuader in case you got to hammer the sockets on, or if they're rusty you can just tap it with the back of your hammer. Now you really don't have to do anything to start other than just pick a bolt and start removing them. And what I like to do is start at the bottom, loosen these up so they can start draining earlier, and then work your way around so that you don't have to get your hands down around where it's leaking into the pan. But I'll go ahead and get this going, and hopefully we can do the speed it up so you don't have to watch every second of it. Alright, you see I got all the bolts loose. I'm going to be gentle, see if it'll come loose. You see more of your fluid is going to come out. There it is. Now, if you got the cover off, you'll need to clean both surfaces when you put it back together. So what I'm going to use is a razor blade scraper tool. And then I'll do it on both sides. Some people have air-powered zipper tools. Those are fine. They work pretty good. But I'll do that. And then instead of using this paper gasket, which you can see isn't doing anybody any good now, I'm going to use silicone. And I'll just go all around it, do a solid bead all the way around, put it together. But when you're in here, you want to look at the oil. You want to look at it real close to see if you see any shiny metal flakes. This doesn't appear to have any. If it did, then that would be an indication of bearing failure, and most likely these outer bearings here, or it could be your pinion bearings, but you'd hear a clunk whenever you're shifting and stuff if it was your pinion. This particular rear end is a locker rear end, that's why it might look a little different than some you're used to seeing, but the principle's the same. So go ahead and clean that up. get it ready to go back together. So this is what I use. Just hold the razor blade in there and just get it up underneath the old gasket. When it comes off, you do that all the way around. That does get most of the big stuff off of it. Now, you can use brake wash if you want to. I like to use starting fluid. It evaporates real quick. It dries off a lot of the grease. I'm not trying to wash the inside of it, just around the edge. And you can use that, or if you got a parts cleaner, parts washer bay, you can take your rear end cover, clean it up however you need to, but you can use it the same. I am going to take this and take it to a wire wheel that I have on a bench grinder. It'll clean this up real quick, a lot faster than I can otherwise. If you, again, like I said, if you've got air tools and you've got a zip wheel, you can knock that out real quick, clean it up real nice. Myself, I'm just gonna lightly knock it off with some sandpaper, and then I'll rinse it one more time with the starting fluid, and then we'll apply our RTV sealant and use that for our gasket. So I got the rear end cover cleaned up. Like I said, use the wire wheel that was on the bench grinder because it was a lot easier to do. And it just takes that gasket material off of there, cleans it up pretty nice. And you don't have to get too fancy with it. But with that being done, I'm still going to go ahead, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm still going to go ahead and spray this surface off with the cleaner, let it dry. And the reason I'm doing that is so when I put the silicone on there, it can adhere better. You could paper dry it if you want, but that'll soak up any of the oil residue that's left in it, or should anyway. And for this surface, I've got some sandpaper that's kind of like emery cloth, and a little scouring pad just like you use in the kitchen. You just want to make sure that the surface is clean. See, it takes it down pretty good. Thought I'd try it, give both of them a try. See, we sprayed it earlier with that starting fluid, and that helps. You just gotta have to have a nice, clean, dry surface. You can put it on here, or you can put it on the rear end cover, whichever you think works best for you. So I'm going to put it on the cover. Same direction. There's a better look. You just got to Get it on there. Make sure it's sealed. And just gently set it in place. Get a couple bolts started. Help center it. And you can go ahead and get all your bolts started all the way around. Get your brackets back in place. So there you have it. So I'll let that set for a while, and then we'll remove this plug and fill it up. I'm trying to see what size it's. Doesn't say, but I think it's 10 millimeter. Then you take your gear oil. You want to fill it up until you can just touch it with your pinky. As long as you can touch it, it's got enough in there. Now that's that method. If you got a shop and you got a bucket, which I do somewhere, then you'll take the end of your hose, hang it in there, pump it till you see it drain out this hole, and then you're good. You can see it's just starting to come out. So we'll want to take care of that. And if you need to put your posi additive or synthetic additive, you want to do that before you put your plug back in. Clean up any spilled oil, and you're good.